beseech you to be with each and every one of these new doctors, to give them the patience of Job, the wisdom of Solomon, and a discerning heart to always know what is in the best interest of their patients, now and forever. Amen.
Amen.
Without further ado, please welcome Mr. Mike Barth, the Executive Director of the Pennsylvania Podiatric Medical Association. Geez, I'm a member, I should know the name. to present an address to you. Please be seated. That's the most important thing.
Trustees of TUSPM, special guests, graduates, faculty, family, and friends, thank you for the opportunity to speak today. As Dr. Hart mentioned, I'm Mike Barth, the Executive Director of the Pennsylvania Podiatric Medical Association. It's wonderful to be part of a big moment for all of you. Smiling faces, a room filled with excitement. When you think about it, milestones like this one are an interesting combination of things. On the one hand, the act of graduating is something coming to an end. You have put in countless hours of studying and practice to be sitting here today. You have worked hard to meet the challenges of your podiatric medical education, and you have earned the right to be wearing your regalia. You deserve to be proud of yourself. But I encourage you to also take a moment to think about everyone who helped you get to this point. The TUSPM faculty, your family, your classmates, that teacher who sparked your original interest. We are all part of a network in life. Graduation also marks the beginning of something. It's the beginning of residency. It's the beginning of doing the very thing you have been training to do. It's the beginning of calling yourself doctor. That feels pretty good, doesn't it? With each step in your career journey, a different support network is required, and that is where PPMA comes in. PPMA provides you with the opportunity to connect with your fellow doctors. PPMA delivers education that keeps you on top of your game. PPMA fights for you when you are not getting paid for your hard work. PPMA defends podiatry as a whole when the system is under attack from outside interests. PPMA makes it affordable to protect your health and your business. PPMA is the voice of podiatry. You have chosen a vocation that provides so many ways to apply your talents. Take full advantage of the people and resources available to you as you take this next step in your journey. Let your voice shape the greater voice of podiatry. Be active. Get involved in this great profession you have chosen. So today, I welcome you to the podiatric family. Congratulations on your accomplishment. Good luck with all that comes next.
Good afternoon, everyone, particularly the graduates of 60th class of Temple University, Temple board members, honored guests, deans, faculty, and finally you, the graduates. I bid a good afternoon, and I thank you for joining us on this most important day, marking the 60th commencement of the Temple University School of Podiatric Medicine. To our honored guests, welcome. Each of you is important to the school and to the profession. Your invitation to celebrate with us is a demonstration of the esteem in which your students hold you. And your attendance this afternoon is a sign of respect for these, our talented graduates. To our faculty, thank you. I repeat this thought each year, because I feel that it is so important. Yours is a noble and selfless profession. You have spent 4 years giving of yourselves. Each day you have imparted your experience, your intelligence, and your patience to these graduates. You have given this graduating class what every generation since the beginning of time has sought. You have imbued in them the ability to heal. Finally, to our graduates, I ask each of you to take credit right now and look around. Look at your classmates. You are a graduating class of 2026 of the Temple School of Podiatric Medicine. You are looking at the future of healthcare. You have made friends here who will stay with you throughout your life. Those among your class who are not your close friends, remember, will always be your colleagues. Take time today to remember this moment. Today you complete a 4-year journey. Today your status as a student ends and your life as a doctor of podiatric medicine begins. You are entering a profession that has been developed by your predecessors. The podiatric physicians who have preceded you have prepared the practice platform upon which you are about to step. Your predecessors have carved out, formed, defined, and nurtured a medical profession called podiatry. Many of those men and women have come from our school, and many have sat in the same chairs of which you do sit tonight. Because of these men and women, you will graduate into residency programs. Because of these men and women, you will be granted privileges on hospital staffs. And because of these efforts, you will be able to perform the most advanced surgical and medical treatment of the foot and ankle that exists today. I speak the history of the podiatry because through this ceremony, you will join our history. Today, your name will be entered into our roles as Doctor of Podiatric Medicine at the Temple School of Podiatric Medicine. Our roles as a doctor. You join our 14,000 podiatrists across the country who treat thousands or millions of patients in this nation. Today, your professional life begins. But there's something else I want you to be aware of today. Today, I place a challenge before you. Today, I challenge you to become a man or woman who will face and solve the problems that plague healthcare now and will plague healthcare into the future. I challenge you not to fall into the comfortable routine of your podiatric practice. Medicine, as you enter today, is in a constant state of change. The rise of employed podiatric physicians, the advent of private equity, the growth of health systems, this wave of change challenges you to not lose your voice. To quote no less a luminary than Ferris Bueller, you can no longer stand idly by while forces over which you have no control govern the important decisions of your life. This profession has flourished because in each graduating class, several men and women have decided that they will govern their own future. In order that you not lose your voice in the changes that will affect you, you must become a leader in this profession, as so many of your predecessors have in the past. Today I challenge each and every one of you to become that type of leader. Let me explain. You will go into a residency program because leaders in this profession develop that residency program. You will apply for and be granted hospital privileges because a leader in this profession worked with the legislature so that a hospital bylaws committee recognized your scope of practice or privilege, which led to the opening of operating room time in order to establish a place for podiatrists to practice. You will be able to perform the most advanced foot and ankle treatment because a leader in this profession developed a medical or surgical protocol. Utilize this protocol and follow the outcomes so that the protocol would be available to your patients and your practice. Each one of these advances took place in the face of great challenge, and only the leaders in this profession answer those challenges. Tomorrow you will be podiatrists who will be asked to face great challenges. During the past 3 decades, the only constant that we recognize is the rate of acceleration of change. In the next decades, the speed of scientific and economic change will continue to accelerate. The only way in which you have anything other than be a passive spectator is to politically fight for the nature and structure of healthcare in your future, for it is you to become involved in that fight. Today, I challenge you to become a leader in our profession. I challenge you to become an active participant in the political and economic processes which will shape the healthcare system in which you will practice for the next 3 decades. It is imperative that you become involved, because if you are not paid for your service, if you are not foreclosed from governing your own diagnosis, if you are given a contract that incents against patient care, your patients are the people who will suffer. Today you take an oath which will prevent you from allowing that type of suffering. Your activity, your involvement, and your energy will shape the course of our profession. However, this will only happen if you decide today that you will become a leader. Become involved in the American Podiatric Medical Association. Become involved in the Pennsylvania Podiatric Medical Association. Become involved in your hospital staff meetings. Become involved in Temple alumni. This involvement will not only help you, but is necessary for our profession. Additionally, just as importantly, become involved in your church, become involved in your children's school, and become involved in your community. While this involvement will establish and grow your practice, it has a much more important result. It spurs the demand for our podiatric services. The growth of the demand for podiatric services is the keystone of our future. There are over 330 million citizens in this nation. There are only 14,000 men and women with your degree. The demand for you and the demand for your services will continue, but it must grow. Your involvement in your community and your profession will cause this growth. Today you will enter into a profession which offers you unlimited horizons. They will be the horizons that you shape. They are being defined by your generation, not ours. There's a great metaphor attributed to the writers from Sophocles and Yeats. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. I have always appreciated that metaphor. Fire is the oldest form of comfort. It produces warmth, it produces light, but it requires constant fuel in order to prevent it from dying. Each of you have that fire. That fire is the drive and ambition that you have exhibited by embarking on the 4-year challenge that you have just completed. That fire is the intangible character trait that will attract you to continued education and research. That fire will attract patients to your office, and to your practice, and earn the respect of your peers. However, the death knell of that fire is comfort and complacency. Deciding today to become a leader is your chosen profession. We supply the fuel to keep that fire alive. Today we challenge you to take the fire that brought you here, to this great school with you, and exhibit it to the world. It will sustain you, your community, and your life. We here have given you everything that we can. From today forward, your fire, your youth, your energy, and your dedication will change and shape your own horizons. Today, become a leader so that when your sons and daughters climb upon your shoulders, they will be able to see forever. Thank you. It is a great privilege for me to introduce our speaker, Michael Davis, Esquire. He spent over 35 years working in podiatry with the APMA, with the Pennsylvania Podiatric Medical Association. Mike and I, over the years, have worked on many things, from when we didn't have hospital privileges, from when we had to change bylaws in hospitals, from actually when we challenged independent Blue Cross and Blue Shield over payment rates. Mike has been at the forefront, along with myself, for many, many years, and he did a great job. Our new executive director, Michael Barth, is doing the same. With this, I would like to introduce Michael Davis, my personal friend and the person that did a great deal for podiatry and where you sit now. Michael.
A hard act to follow. Good afternoon. My name is Michael Davis, and I'm retired from the position of Executive Director at the Pennsylvania Podiatric Medical Association. I was asked to deliver these remarks to you by your dean. While I was incredibly honored by this invitation, I thought to myself, how should I approach such a momentous day in the lives of each and every members of this class? First, I'm the only speaker separating you from your diploma. I thought I should be guided by the wise advice on public speaking attributed to Franklin Roosevelt. Be sincere, be brief, and be seated. Second, you should know that I've been trained as an attorney, so by definition, I have no original thought. Finally, I wondered what memorable points I could contribute to you all today. You're all younger than my children. You're all smarter than I am. And there is certainly nothing that I can tell you about medicine. My only advantage over you is my advanced age and experience. So let me present you some thoughts that I thought, hopefully, you will retain. Each of you, by virtue of your youth, has received the gift of time. You have a professional career of 30 to 40 years ahead of you, and you're entering a medical profession that is changing. You're entering a profession that has become an industry. More than at any time in the past, economics now affects the availability of and the access to your medical services. The English novelist Thomas Hardy, at the turn of the 20th century, said, "Time changes everything except something within us, which is always surprised by change." Do not be surprised by change. As Dr. Mariachi has just said to you, you must become a leader in defending and expanding your scope and your ability to treat each patient to the community standard of care that their condition both warrants and demands. You are also entering into a profession of service, and time will always be a measure by which others judge you. The amount of time spent with each patient, the amount of time spent in producing your notes, the amount of time spent in remaining current on medical and surgical advances. So let me speak to you about time. There is a saying you all have heard: the more things change, the more they stay the same. 2,202 years ago, a Stoic philosopher named Seneca was born in Spain. His family moved to Rome, and he grew into a statesman and a dramatist and a satirist. He wrote 124 letters which survive today. One of those letters contains wisdom which has survived the passage of 2 millennia. In one letter entitled "On the Shortness of Life," De Brevitae Vitae, for those of you who didn't spend your youth in Catholic churches when they had Latin masses, Seneca gave voice to the some life lessons which I wish to leave with you today. In its most narrow definition, Stoic philosophy urges one to focus on the present moment as the past is gone and the future uncertain. In Seneca's letter, he states, on the value of time, people are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to wasting time, they are most extravagant with the one thing in which it is right to be stingy. Do not waste your time. Learn how to say no in the right circumstance. Learn to say no when the request causes you to invert your personal value or invades the time that you had scheduled for a priority that should remain a priority. Do not let someone else's problem or need become your priority. Never become on procrastination, Seneca said, While we are postponing, life speeds by. Never become a procrastinator. Procrastination takes you out of the moment at which you would be completing a voluntary or appointed task. Do not allow the expectation of enough time in the future to rob you of the appointed time in the present. On the present, Seneca said, expecting is the greatest impediment to living. In anticipation of tomorrow, it loses today. You're entering into a life that will fill your days. Residency will demand your full attention. Make that time effective. Effective for you, effective for your patient. Do not let expectation of that night or tomorrow prevent you from fully living in the present and fully developing the skills that placed you in this residency. On dealing with success, and this is my favorite one, never have I trusted fortune, even when she seemed to offer peace. All of those blessings which she kindly bestowed on me, money, public office, influence, I relegated to a place whence she could claim them all back without bothering me. In modern parlance, don't let success go to your head. The things that you acquire and keep about you must not become your identity. If they do, those things will become shackles. A shackle is defined as a method of attaching one to a load. When you are chained to a load, you have deprived yourself of freedom. Shackle yourself to your family, to your friends, and to the present, never to acquisitions. Lessons from 2 millennia apply today. Expect change, do not waste time, do not procrastinate, stay in the present, and do not let possessions mean too much to you. I welcome you to a great profession. You are graduating into a world that is desperate for your voice and for your expertise. Be kind, be thoughtful, listen to your patients. Expect change, husband your time, and do your best. I've taken enough of your time. Now, come and receive your doctorates.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Andy Meyer, professor in the Department of Surgery here at USPM. Welcome. First, I just want to offer my sincere congratulations to graduating members of the class of 2026. This is a considerable accomplishment that should be genuinely celebrated, and hopefully USPM is providing that for you today with this ceremony. With that said, I don't want to disappoint you after our close work together here these last 4 years. And I fear that you would be alarmed if I suddenly changed character at this point and came out here giving a fluffy speech praising personal recognition. So instead, I'll maintain my true colors and spend our last limited time together discussing some of the challenges, risks, and responsibilities that come along with professional accomplishment. There are many steps and benchmarks along a journey in medicine, and today marks an important one, obviously, but honestly, is still very much closer to the beginning than to the end. All of us have celebrated getting into medical school, passing the boards, the white coat ceremony, match day, and hopefully some less personal and more clinically relevant ones as well, like seeing your first patient in clinic, scrubbing in for the first time, or putting in your first suture, screw, or being trusted with the sagittal saw. Today is great, there's no question about it. But think about the benchmarks that you still have in your future. In a few months, the first time going by yourself to an emergency room to evaluate a patient. Your first night on call. The first time an attending leaves you alone in the operating room to finish a case. And then in a few years, getting your first real job, board qualification and certification, being able to add FAC, FAS to the growing list of letters behind your name. Today does not represent the end of your personal accomplishments. And in fact, it's not even close. Instead, today marks the beginning of the opportunity you now all have to take your degree and make it your own. If you think about it, Temple is only conferring one standardized and uniform degree here today, but each of you will be able to use this for your own individual goals and ambitions. But what I really want to share with you today, warn you really, is that each of these accomplishments comes with the inherent risk for additional stress at your life. And at least in my opinion and personal experience, this easily boils down to the two simple concepts of expectation and assumed value. I wonder what expectations you have all already experienced in medicine and which are all in your near future. Did you all expect to pass the boards, for example, just because you were accepted into this school? Or did you reject this expectation and realize that it would take a great deal of extracurricular effort? Did you expect to match with a residency program? Or did you all work your butts off during the clerkship process and studying and preparing for residency interviews? But what next? Do you expect to be immediately accepted as a part of your residency team? Or are you going to work hard to determine that they can trust you? Do you expect to be handed the scalpel in the operating room? Or are you going to have to earn it with your case preparation? Will you expect a job at the end of residency? Board certification? A big salary? Or are these all things that don't automatically come with your degree and instead remain to be earned? The diploma you receive today only provides opportunities for further hard work on your part, and not expected certainties. I encourage each of you to continue to live your life as though you haven't earned anything yet. Reject expectation and wake up each and every morning ready, willing, and able to demonstrate and enhance your knowledge and skill. The concept of expectation leads into the second consistent source of professional stress that I've observed, in the form of assumed value. Take a moment and think about how much you've changed and grown over the last 4 years. Although you have learned an almost incalculable amount in terms of medical and surgical decision-making, I bet you your head and brain are just about exactly the same size. And although you have developed clinical skills and dexterity, your actual hands also look physically the same as they did 4 years ago. My point here is that while we are celebrating how much you have seemingly grown and accomplished, these changes are invisible and intangible. You are different, but these differences are mute unless they are applied. In fact, there's really no value at all in the education you have worked so hard to achieve unless you make the admittedly difficult and active choice to apply it. There is no one on this stage or in the audience who can force you to do this. It is an inherent personal responsibility, and only you will know how much you have given in relation to your potential. I have to admit that how each of you choose to apply your knowledge gives me the most personal satisfaction as an educator. It's a modification of the phrase "to each their own" to include "to each their own" as long as you actively reach your potential by giving back to patients and the profession. This will be 100% different for everyone, and that's okay. But if you have the opportunity and means to give back, then you also have the responsibility to do it. This might mean serving disadvantaged patients in your community, sharing your patience and experience and knowledge with students and residents, recruiting for the specialty in your community, participation in foot and ankle science, volunteering with local, state, national organizations, and so on. The possibilities are effectively endless. Not everyone is going to be able or want to serve on 1,000 committees, but we all have the opportunity and ability to give back and participate in the profession when the chance arrives. I encourage you to actively find your individual way of doing so. Passive assumed value is negative, but actualized potential and the application of knowledge are always positive. And you can't own the knowledge that you have accrued. It is invisible and intangible, but you can apply it. I encourage all of you to give it freely for the remainder of your careers without expectation or assumed value. Thank you, best of luck, and know that myself and the remainder of the TUSPM faculty are proud of you, always here for you, and excited to see what you do with this opportunity in the coming years. Thank you.
Dr. Arij Batul Abid. Dr. Sahar Helen Akande. She will be hooded by Dr. Harris Clear, DPM and TUSPM, Board of Visitors and Alumni Board. Dr. Kaylin Arnold. She'll be hooded also by Harris Clear, DPM and Board of Visitors. Dr. Sophia Barros. She will be hooded also by Dr. Harris Clear. Dr. Desai Blackwell. Also hooded by Dr. Harris Clear. Dr. Alan Blaha. Also hooded by Dr. Harris Clear. Dr. Sarah Ann Beauvais. Dr. Beauvais will be hooded by Tara Sullivan, DPM, a friend, and Janine Alaga, a friend. Dr. Matthew Bowler. He will be hooded by Dr. Harris. Dr. Danielle Brazer. She'll be hooded by Deborah Reish-Sobel, Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine, her aunt. She is awarded the Constantine Mamas Memorial Award and the Pi Delta National Podiatric Honor Society Award. Dr. Danielle Burrow will be hooded by John Sauer, Director of Osteopathic Medicine, her husband. She was awarded the Pi Delta National Podiatric Honor Society Award. Dr. Daylon Coles will be hooded by Dr. Harris Clear and was awarded the Andre Delgado, MD Memorial Award and the Dr. David Lebovith Award. Dr. Claudia Colon. She will be hooded by Fabioli A. Verona Colon, MD, her cousin. Dr. Joseph Evans will be hooded by Peter Evans, DPM, his father. Dr. Julia Firestone will be hooded by Lee Firestone, DPM, her father. Dr. Natanya Flores. She will be hooded by Allison Larsena, MD, her first cousin, and hooded by Joshua Larsenia, MD, her cousin. Dr. Joselie Frias. She will be hooded by Dr. Harris Clear from the Board of Visitors. Dr. Louise Freaker. She will be hooded by Rebecca Freaker, Doctor of Physical Therapy, her mother. She is a recipient of the Dr. Harry Haver Memorial Award, the Pi Delta National Podiatric Honor Society Award, the Paul R. Quintavalli Senior DPM Memorial Faculty Award, and the William Goldfarb Foundation Educational Award. Dr. Mohammed Hussein will be hooded by Dr. Harris Clear from the Board of Visitors. Dr. Elizabeth Janelle Highsmith will be hooded by Dr. Harris Clear. Dr. Jordan Jefferson will be hooded by Dr. Ed Hart, DPM of the TUSPM Board of Visitors, and is a recipient of the Andre Delgado MD Memorial Award and the Dr. Leonard Himes DPM Memorial Graduation Award. Dr. Ashley Johnstone, hooded by Ed Hart of the Board of Visitors, and is the recipient of the Pi Delta National Podiatric Honor Society Award. Dr. Joshua Josen will be hooded by Ed Hart of the Board of Visitors. Dr. Leo Kim will be hooded by Ed Hart of the Board of Visitors.
Dr. Andrew Jacob Kavalik, hooded by his mother and father, Kimberly and Michael Kavalik, both doctors of osteopathic medicine, recipient of the ABPM Stephen M. Geller DPM Graduate Merit Award and the Pi Delta National Podiatric Honor Society. Dr. Neha Metgood Kavalik, hooded by Hema Metgood, her mother. Dr. Vanya Lazo Paris, hooded by Edwin Hart, recipient of the Frank H. Rubin DPM 43 Memorial Award, Pi Delta National Podiatric Honor Society, and the Professor Vincent A. Jablin Memorial Awards. Dr. Madeline Mark, hooded by her grandfather, Dr. Mark Coulter. Dr. Elena Patricia McElhenney. Dr. Natalia Miz, recipient of the J. Robert Rappaport Memorial Award. Dr. Michelle Mohena, Dr. Zareed Mukhtar, hooded by her mother, Vanessa Mukhtar, Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine, her sister, sorry. Recipient of Dr. Myron Z. Bernstein Award in Memorial of Dr. Leonard Himes, the James V. Ganley DPM Memorial Awards, the Benjamin and Martha Marcus Memorial Award, Pi Delta National Podiatric Honor Society, and the Ruth Hess Memorial Award. Dr. Monica Nazir. Dr. Tien Nguyen. Dr. Komal Patel. Dr. Ella Marie Pedranto, hooded by her father, Russell David Pedranto, DPM, recipient of the Professor G. Elmer Harford Memorial Award. Dr. Aisha Salim, recipient of the Dr. Judith N. Donosky Memorial Awards. Dr. Nida Salim, recipient of the Ruth Hess Memorial Award. Dr. Jensen Saluga, member of Pi Delta National Podiatric Honor Society. Dr. Emily Yeji So, hooded by her fiancé, Mayonette Wu, recipient of the Edwin J. and Helen L. K. Graduation Award and the Orthopedics Award. Dr. Christine Shi, recipient of the Academy of Physicians and Wound Healing Award and the Clinical Podiatric Award. Dr. Dara Spies. Dr. Greta Todkas. Dr. Carlos Torres Vargas. Dr. Paul Tran. Dr. Annie Will, recipient of the Clinical Science Award, Dr. Stanley David Memorial Award, Dr. Stephen M. Diorto Memorial Award, the Lewis Gordon Memorial Award, Dr. Marjorie C. Sitkoff Memorial Award, the Michael L. Stone DPM Outstanding Professional Conduct Award. She's a member of the Pi Delta National Podiatric Honor Society. She's recipient of the School of Podiatric Medicine Alumni Award, Sports Medicine Award, and the Alumni Award. Dr. Anthony Wong. Dr. Hart is putting Dr. Wong on behalf of his father, Dr. Ernest Wong. Dr. Michelle Urenki.
At this time, I would like to ask Dr. Navicki, Chairman of the Temple University Board of Visitors, to join me at this podium to confer the degrees. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Podiatric Medicine please stand? Mr. Chairman, these candidates have completed all the academic requirements and are recommended by the faculty of the Temple University School of Podiatric Medicine to receive the degrees they have earned.
Thank you, Dean Mariachi. By the authority vested in me on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Temple University, I am honored to confer upon each of you the Doctor of Podiatric Medicine degree with all the rights, honors,
privileges pertaining thereto.
Let's have a hand for the group.
Thank you, and I bring greetings and congratulations from the Board of Visitors. Bon chance.
Can the new doctors of the class of 2026 please turn to page 10 and recite with me a variation of the Declaration of Geneva. At the time of being admitted as a member of the podiatric medical profession, I solemnly pledge myself to consecrate my life to the service of humanity. I will give to my teachers the respect and gratitude which is their due. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity. The health of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the secrets which are confided in me. I will maintain by all means in my power the honor and the noble traditions of the podiatric medical profession. My colleagues will be my brothers and sisters. I will not permit considerations of religion, nationality, race, party politics, or social standing to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life, even under threat. I will not use my medical knowledge contrary to the laws of humanity. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. If I keep this oath, may I receive divine guidance in the practice of my art. Now it is my pleasure to introduce the president of the class of 2026, Dr. Arij Abid, DPM.
Good afternoon, friends, families, faculty, and the graduating class of 2026. Can I get a... Before I begin, I just want to say thank you, Dr. McGuire, for getting my name right today. And for those of you who still don't know it, for the very last time, my name is Arij. Not RG, not A-Ridge, and definitely not a Ridge. After 4 years, I'd say we've made solid progress. But when I look at this class, I don't see just a singular story. I see many. Different languages, different cultures, different beliefs, different paths that somehow led us all to the same place here today. That doesn't happen easily. And it definitely didn't happen perfectly. Because we learned how to move forward alongside people who are not exactly like us. That's not something you're tested on, but it's something that defines you. And right now, it matters. Because the world we're stepping into is divided. It rewards quick judgment. It encourages people to choose sides before they understand each other. And it's easy to become part of that. To speak before listening, to assume before understanding. But we've seen something different. We've seen each other on good days and on days where everything felt like too much. We've seen stress, we've seen loss, we've seen people show up when it would have been easier not to. And in those moments, whether we realize it or not, we were learning something. We were learning how to see people. Not just for what they do, but for what they carry. That changes how you move through the world, or at least it should. I'll be honest, I haven't always gotten that right. There are moments I could have been more patient, more aware, better. But we're not leaving here as perfect people. We're leaving here with awareness, and that matters. Because this is a class where the majority of us are women. And a class that is incredibly diverse. Not that long ago, a room like this would have looked very different. Many of us would not have been here, not in these seats, not in these positions, definitely not with this kind of voice. And now we are. But being here isn't the point. What we do with it is. Because if we're being honest, women supporting women is something we say. It's not always something we do. Sometimes we compare, sometimes we judge, sometimes we let insecurity or pressure get in the way. I've seen it, I've felt it, I've probably been part of it. But that doesn't have to define us. There's nothing powerful about tearing each other down. Real strength is choosing each other anyway. Choosing to support, choosing to uplift, choosing to recognize that someone else's success does not take anything from your own. It expands what's possible. And in a class like ours, with this much diversity and this many perspectives, that choice matters even more. Because now we have the opportunity to do something different. Not just here, but everywhere we go. To build spaces where people feel respected, where people feel understood, where people feel like they belong, and that matters far beyond this room. For many of us, getting here wasn't simple. To my mom, my John, you left behind comfort, familiarity, and pieces of your own life so I could have a chance at mine. You carried uncertainty without ever letting me feel guilty. Without ever letting me feel it fully. You made sacrifices quietly without asking for recognition and built something out of very little so I could stand here today. This degree has my name on it, but it holds your story just as much. And I hope one day I can give back even a fraction of what you gave to me. To my friends and family here today and watching from afar, thank you for standing behind me in ways that often went unseen. And to my fiance, you've seen every version of me through this. The long nights, the stress, the moments where I doubted everything, and you stayed. I get to marry you in just about a month, and I know without hesitation that I chose the right person to walk through life with. Thank you for being steady when I needed it most. And above all, I want to thank God, because strength is not always something you simply have. Sometimes it is something you are given through grace, especially in moments where you feel like you have nothing left. Before I move on, I also want to say thank you to my classmates, to our amazing administration for trusting me to help lead this class alongside an incredible group of student leaders. It has truly been an honor. And to our faculty, thank you so much for your patience. We know we probably tested it more than once, and yet you stayed committed to us. That matters more than you know. Because what we're stepping into now is bigger than a job. People are going to trust us, not just with their health, but with their vulnerability. And in those moments, what matters isn't just what you know, it's who you are, it's how you treat people, how you listen, whether you make someone feel seen. Because one day, someone is going to sit right in front of you and remember how you made them feel on one of the worst days of their life. That's the weight of this, and also the privilege. So yes, be great at what you do, but also be good to people. Choose respect and understanding, because underneath everything, we're not that different, and we've already seen that. To our faculty and mentors, thank you. To our families, this moment is yours too. And to my classmates, I am so proud of you, because I know what it took. We didn't get here because it was easy. We got here because we stayed. Through the stress, through the doubt, through the moments where we questioned everything. We stayed, and now we're here. So wherever life takes you, build your career, build your life, but don't forget to live it. Don't forget how fragile all of this is. And don't forget what we've already learned. We are stronger when we choose each other because we've lived that, and not everyone gets to say that. We didn't just make it here, we proved that we can carry it forward. Congratulations to the small but mighty class of 2026. Let's show the world what we can do.
Good afternoon. I am Dr. Marianne Hartzell. I'm the medical director and assistant dean of the Foot and Ankle Institute at Temple. Could the graduates please stand? We are going to recite a variation of the prayer of Maimonides. So if you could read along with me. Does everyone have it open? Read along with me, please. Thy eternal providence has appointed me to watch over the life and health of thy creatures. May the love of my art actuate me at all times. May neither avarice nor thirst for glory or for a greater reputation engage my mind. For the enemies of truth and philanthropy could easily deceive me and make me forgetful of my lofty aim of doing good to thy children. May I never see in my patient anything more than a fellow creature in pain. Grant me strength, time, and the opportunity always to correct what I have acquired, always to extend its domain, for knowledge is immense, and the spirit of man can extend indefinitely to enrich itself daily with new requirements. Let me discover today my errors of yesterday, and may tomorrow shed new light on what I think myself sure of today. O God, thou hast appointed me to watch over the life and death of thy creatures. Here I am, ready for my vocation, and now I turn unto my calling.
To the graduates, you may be seated. It's my distinct pleasure to deliver today very brief closing remarks. On behalf of the deans, trustees, faculty, and staff, I would like to give a very warm congratulations to the incredible class of 2026 on this outstanding accomplishment. Your dedication and resilience have brought you to this moment, and you should be very proud of all that you have accomplished. To honor this milestone, we cordially invite you and your guests to a reception here at the Temple University Performing Arts Center. The reception will take place across all 3 levels of this building with seating available throughout. Thank you for attending, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.